amazes me is Guilbeault, of course, is off to China tomorrow to visit with a Communist Party allied environmental group that he is the executive vice chairman of. He doesn't seem to see any conflict of interest in this. All of the problems we've had with Chinese interference in Canadian elections, and he's blithely going to China, which I'm sure you know produces 33% of the greenhouse gases in the world. And he puts absolutely no pressure on China. Trudeau, of course, admires China as this dictatorship that can turn its economy around on a dime, but they put no pressure on China. Canada produces 1.5% of global greenhouse gases. So even if we're living in caves, we don't have any electricity, we have no power, and we have no gasoline, we're not going to make an impact on this so-called global problem. And it amazes me how any government can be so obsessed with an issue that they are willing to almost go through a cultural revolution in this country without any sort of understanding about basic human needs, because the ideology is just paramount. It's all about ideology.
It's his ideology. It coincides. That's Guilbeault's ideology coincides with Trudeau's. If you look at the track records there, get out of homes and fossil fuels. No more suburbs. Make sure your home is a lot smaller. No more using natural gas to heat your home. But even if that were something we can contend with, the most egregious is what he said back in 2019, 2020 about Guangzhou. What he said about Huawei is that the only reason Huawei is being beaten up is because these Western telecom companies are, feeding the heat on the 5G network. This is a Manchurian candidate. And for people who don't understand the expression, and I'm not talking about the movie, I'm referring to somebody who can be used as a useful idiot by another country to come out and spout these things off. He is a Marxist, and there's no doubt that his comments and his reputation, anybody who's done a bit of research on this man, will come quickly to the conclusion he's the last person you should have in Parliament, much less as a minister. And his jetting off to another country, where I come from, in my generation of liberals, that would be considered seditious and potentially treasonous. Now, the laws on those are very, very vague and very, very specific in terms of what constitutes that. But he did not disclose these things prior to. And the very mere fact that media is not playing into this and understanding the implications is extraordinarily dangerous. He's not there to convince China that they should use less. If he were willing to do that, he'd be going and saying, hey, we've got a lot of natural gas to offer you, and you can use that as a substitute to coal. Instead, he's going there to get a good pat in the head and try to pretend that he's going to hurt Canada while giving China a pass. This is wrong on a number of fronts. And the mere fact that we have far less any authority looking into this, the mere fact the Privy Council office would allow something like this to happen in the PMO, well, this is on Trudeau. This is the same party that has corrupted our democratic process by permitting the Chinese to manipulate it. And I agree with those out there who say maybe other countries, Iran in particular, because we have a number of people who have received donations and been done very well here in the GTA via money coming from the Iranian regime. That aside, this is a very dangerous precedent. The fact that it's being given a pass is, in my view, appalling. Far more appalling than any issue I see in this country. Where is the public inquiry that has been demanded? Where is the public inquiry to restore the integrity of our institutions? Perhaps you have to be a contributor to the Liberal Party to become a judge in this country. But that aside, this situation with Mr. Guilbeault, I think spells what is wrong and why our country and its institutions are on a precipice of collapse that will put Canada in a position that no one thought possible 10, 15 years ago. And that's joining the third world in terms of its rank as a banana republic.
Hi, it's David Krayden there. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the station. We could not move forward without you. What we're trying to do every week here is bring you the news you might not see everywhere else. And we're coming against Justin Trudeau's internet censorship laws. Please subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't done so already. I know it's annoying to ask. Believe me, I'm not a salesman. I'm a writer. But I really implore you to do that, because I need this station to keep going. We want to keep bringing you the news that you want to hear. And if you want a story covered, let me know, please. Because that's where I'm getting a lot of news information from your tips. So thank you for being there for me. And you can also support this station by going on my Substack and subscribing for $8 a month. Yes, I know it's free, but I can also use your support. So please do that if you can. And I'll continue to be here every week, every day if must needs be, to tell you what's really happening in this world of ours. And I'm in nobody's pocket, but I am on your side.